Hello there and welcome back to my videos on Lemmings Plus. It's been a little while since I've done one of those, so today we're going to be looking at the Fierce rank from Lemmings Plus III. So this is the hardest rank in Lemmings Plus III and quite possibly the hardest rank in all of Lemmings Plus. So our first level is Dead is the New Black. The name is a play on, well, how many different sayings of something is the new something. And especially something is the new black. So this level here was originally Fierce 8. It was swapped because the level that was originally Fierce 1, it actually turned out to be probably the hardest level in Fierce. So I moved it up to level 8. I didn't really want to move it any further because I was quite attached to it having the music ahead. So this level here is actually one of the smaller Fierce levels, but as you can see, it's not too straightforward, but you may have noticed that throughout Lemmings Plus III, almost every 100% required level had bombers in the skill set, and this level is actually the reason why. Because this, as you saw, is another 100% level, but it cannot be solved without using a bomber. How, you ask? Well, wait and see. So obviously you've got the thin bits here, so obviously you can get down by using a digger. The thing is, if you were to dig all the way, some lemmings would fall to the side of the exit. So the trick to stop the digger is you bomb him, and before he explodes he falls into the exit. So that's basically the entire trick to this level. And yeah, so with that down, we're now on to level 2. Which is Excavation Expedition 4, the last iteration of this level, and following the pattern, it's 2 of everything. This is one where 100% isn't required, but plenty of trickiness is. Now we have no hope of using the teleporter in this version, so instead we just have to find another way to get to the exit. So climb bombing here is one part of it, bashing through so that he can get up there is another part, so you can bash right over. Alternatively, I guess you could do the miner first and bash right through, save yourself a digger. So there's a few ways to handle this, and it's probably, in all honesty, it's probably the easiest of the Fierce levels. So with that down, we are on to level 3, which is the Soft Scale. Now this was originally a rough level, but as I mentioned earlier, 2 levels in rough were moved to other rankings when the size of each rank was reduced, and this is the one that got moved to Fierce. So basically it's a matter of getting up while using minimal builders to do so. So we've got the blocker builder trick here. Since we need one at the top, we're going to have to do something else for this bit. So it's a matter of a well-timed mid-stroke blocker and then freeing him. As you notice, this was stretched out so that the lemmings wouldn't die from walking off this side. The bit with the updraft at the start here is really nothing other than decoration. I suppose you can use a floater to sort of help with the timing there. So with that down, level 4 is Lost in Translation. So this level has at the time set the record for the longest time limit in a Lemmings Plus level, unless you count that removed level from Lemmings Plus 1 that had a 42-minute time limit. But originally it was 6 minutes, but it was made longer because that was quite tight. And this level itself, it's really just one that I slapped a bunch of things together and it worked out nicely. There's a matter of having to send one lemming around to this side so that you get the button here. You also need a climber here for fairly obvious reasons. don't want Lemmings to go into that teleporter. Well, we do eventually, but not now, since as you can see the teleporter is the only way to get to the exit since there's steel surrounding it. And at this point, the last thing left to do is bomb through to the exit. Originally you actually had to dig and then bomb with another lemming slightly closer, but change in bomber mechanics at one point eliminated the need for that, and from there it's a waiting game for all the lemmings to go through the teleporter. And as you can see, even with that, we've only just hit the requirement, so it's a bit tight on the saved lemming requirement. And I mean, with some good timing, it is possible to do it in under 6 minutes, the original time limit, so it's not that it was impossible under the original, it was just really tricky to do it. So since that didn't really add anything to the level, I put the time limit up. It would, like, if I made that level now, it would have an infinite time limit, but back when Lemmings Plus 3 was made, there was no such thing as infinite time. You could only have a really high time limit. So on to level 5 now, which is in the Friends Zone. I think it's obvious what that's a play on, and it's, yes, another Frenzy level. And this one is builder based rather than floater based for once, so it's a really hectic level of crowd control, building a path without losing lemmings, but really all it comes down to is how effectively you can control the crowds and how quickly you can do it. As you can see, it's large number of lemmings leads to a bit of lag on this level. And that done, all that's left is to free the crowd and not lose too many lemmings in the process. Fortunately, this level does require 85%, but with the very high number of lemmings on this level, that actually means you can lose quite a lot of them. So yeah, you actually can lose 75 lemmings and still pass, which is probably a good thing, since this level is very easy to lose lemmings on. As you see, as most of them exit, we were able to fast forward again without lag. So yes, that's our crazy, insane, fierce frenzy level. So we're now on to level 6, which is Double Crosser. So this one was originally moved here from Rough in a 3-way swap along with Rough 8 and Rough 14. This one was originally at Rough 8, but it was found very hard by most people who play it. Oh, that's not the correct replay, it's 6 we want, so that's why it was moved. So, main trick is that you bomb as they fall from the entrance so that you can free the blockers. Because if you bomb the blockers, they'd fall right through, and there aren't any spare builders on this one. Now the other blockers are to stop these diggers so that you don't end up with a fatal fall there. And once you get to that part, the rest is fairly obvious. It is tight on the time, so that's one thing that has to be watched for. And so we're on to level 7, which is another X of everything puzzle. So this name is both a reference to how many Lemmings Plus 3 levels actually have the same number of each skill, as well as to Lemmings Plus 2's 7th level of the final rank, which was another fall survival puzzle, which was in turn making, like, sort of poking fun at the number of fall survival puzzles in Lemmings Plus 2. So, despite having X of everything, although the X is a fairly low number here, this is actually a pretty challenging level. As you can see, it's another one where we have to use the teleporter to get to the exit. It's set up so that it looks like you can build out here to catch fallers. That actually doesn't work because you've got to save everyone. and there's still the matter of how you even get up there in the first place. So the trick here is using these pillars to create a way up. And then one other important trick is to build over this teleporter so that lemmings don't enter it facing the wrong direction. Since if they were to face left, they'd come out here and fall to their deaths. And from there, it's just another case of a matter of waiting for everyone to get to the exit. And so with that down, that brings us up to level 8, Curiosity Killed Lemming, the first fierce level to be made, and also the one that remained unsolved for the longest. So this level, still to my knowledge, has only been solved by one person other than myself, which was kind of surprising because I didn't actually think it was that hard a level. So as you can see, we've got a big low area in the middle and the exit all the way up here. So since we've got limited destructive skills, what we want to do is get through all of these with a single basher, which by bombing here, blocking and then going under we can do. You may have noticed that we made this guy a climber and a floater, even though he's got nothing to climb or float apart from the things he climbs. That's actually to set up the timing. So if you watch, once it gets to this bit, timing all falls into place really perfectly. So we need 3 builders to get up here. So to achieve that, we block this one mid-build. And we let the crowd up with a miner. This lemming can't be saved, not enough time. Let's met our save requirement. And bam, we're out of time. So that's the first half of the Fierce ranking, and I'll continue now with a video of the second one, so that should be uploading as you're watching this if it's not already up, so I'll see you in that one.